Section 5.4 is titled the slope formula. And remember that slope is the rate of change of a line. So it's the vertical change over the horizontal change, or the rise over the run. And we want to make sure we keep all slopes as improper fractions. So here's the actual slope formula, and I've done a little bit of color coding, but given 2 points on a line, we'll call them x1, y1 for the first point and x2, y2 for the second point. We find the slope by taking the difference of the y's over the difference of the x's, or y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. And again, that's rise over run. And we indicate slope with the letter m. So anytime you see the letter m, that does mean slope. So it's y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So let's look at some examples to find the slope of each line, and I'll write the formula up here. And all the little subscripts mean is just that we're talking about two different x's and two different y's. So for the first ordered pair, it's x1, y1. The second ordered pair is x2, y2. So we just simply need to plug in y2 minus y1, or 7 minus 5, over x2 minus x1, or 4 minus 2. 7 over 5 is 2, 4 over 2 is 2, and we get 1 over 1, or 1. Example 2, x1, y1, x2, y2. You don't have to label your ordered pairs, but sometimes it helps when you're plugging in the formula. So we have negative 2 minus 4, that's y2 minus y1, over 3, be careful here, minus a negative 1. The formula is a subtraction sign, so when you subtract a negative, you have to take that into account. And that's actually going to end up being addition. Negative 2 minus 4, that's negative 6. 3 plus 1 is 4. And we want to leave it in a improper fraction, but we do want to reduce it, so negative 3 over 2. A few more examples here. x1, y1, x2, y2. So how do we plug in for slope here? We have negative 1 minus a negative 2. And it's all over negative 2 minus 3. On top, minus a negative means addition. We add the opposite. So on top, negative 1 plus 2 is 1. And on bottom, negative 2 minus 3 is negative 5. Typically, when we write a negative fraction, we don't put the negative on the bottom number in the denominator. So you can write it out in front, or you can put it in the top. Essentially, it's the same thing. Go ahead and pause the video if you want to try number 4 on your own. I'm not going to label this one, so I'm going to do y2 minus y1. It's the second y minus the first y. So 2 minus 2 over the second x minus the first x, negative 4 minus 1. So I get 0 over negative 5, which is just 0. So if slope is 0, remember what kind of line that is. That's going to be a horizontal line that has 0 slope. For the last example, it's a little trickier. Here we're given the slope, and we need to find the value of y in the two ordered pairs. So we have 2 comma y for the first ordered pair, and we have 4 comma 2y in the second ordered pair, and our slope is 3 over 2. So remember that slope equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So if we label, we have x1, y1, x2, y2, and this is slope. So we're going to say 3 over 2 equals 2y minus y over 4 minus 2. So we're going to simplify a little bit on the right-hand side. 2y minus y is just y. 4 minus 2 is 2. You can solve this a couple of different ways. Multiply both sides by 2 to get rid of the fraction. Or you can cross multiply, which is essentially you're going to multiply both sides by 2. So this gives us 3 equals y. And it just says to find the value of y. It doesn't actually say to plug it back in and give the ordered pairs. So we saw a couple of different ways to use the slope formula. It's definitely something you're going to want to remember how to do, and you're going to want to memorize the formula for. We will work on worksheet 5.4 in class.